Joining me now from Essex is Prem Sikka. He's a tax expert from the University of Essex in the UK. Prem, thank you for your time. Now, what are the profits Google makes in the UK and what are the ambiguities in terms of where they're coming from?
I think the profits that Google makes in UK are not really known because the difficulty is that it uses this UK apparatus to pass the sales to Ireland. So most of the sales which are actually made in the UK are actually booked in Ireland. And Google basically argues that it has a permanent establishment, permanent place of business in Ireland, but not really in the UK.
Okay, so Google says it's settled its tax disputes for the past decade, but then the community says there's too much mystery in their records. Why won't Google be clear on the profits they make in all the countries?
Well, I think Google, like many other companies, is seeking what it would call competitive advantage. And on that basis, it does not really provide information which would be useful to anybody. But what we learned today is that out of the £130 million it said it paid to clear the last 10 years of tax, 18 million of that is actually interest because it was late in paying. It did not face any penalty whatsoever. So there was no penalty at all for late payment of tax. And that should really be a matter of concern to everybody. And the tax authorities and Google are both refusing to provide any additional information about the deal. So my conclusion would be that this dispute is going to run and possibly will be examined by the European Union.
It seems like from what you're saying that Google is getting some sort of special deal here. Oil and gas companies publish country by country and breakdowns of profits, so why not Google?
Well, I think Google at one level wants to argue it is a leader on transparency. At another level, well, we will do if you compel us to do so. At the moment, the country-by-country information primarily applies to banks and to oil, gas, and mining companies, so Google is not willing to take a lead on transparency. And it is basically saying, well, if you want us to do it, then change the law. But at the same time, it is trying to project itself as a responsible, moral, ethical leader. And I think these things can't really be reconciled, and may well be that ordinary people will have to boycott his products, which is very, very difficult when Google dominates really the world's internet service. Maybe some people can get together and launch an alternative search engine.
All right, Prem, thank you for that. Prem Sikka in the UK.
Thank you.